I have individual slides for this, so to make it easier to read. So the first thing is we had objectives to, what we're doing is we're recruiting patients who have had stones and who had stones removed, and we are looking at the temporal biomarkers along 24 months to see how they vary along the study. The study is not finished, it's finishing next summer actually. So I thought I'll present some of the data that we have collected so far. So this is just quickly, we have already recruited 237 patients who are divided into different groups. We looked at the integrity of the urine samples by using the multi-sticks, and then we use, as you see here, these cytokines that we had shortlisted already. We had done an initial study with 10 cytokines, and we shortlisted these for further studies for the longitudinal study. So these are the groups, and pay attention when I go to the graphs. So the group 2 is the active stone formers. That means they have a stone that has not been removed yet. And the group 3 is the stone formers who have had already the stone removed, and they have been, by CT scan, already been stone-free already. And then the normals are the group 6. The other groups, I won't talk about it right now today. So the first thing we looked at was the GAGs, and that was the hyaluronic acid. And main thing that we found was these are the normals, and these are the stone formers before and after stone removal. And we can see total GAGs is quite low in general. But when we look at individual GAGs like chondroitin sulfate, dermatin sulfate, and hyaluronic acid, we see, if you go to the third graph, we see compared to the normals, hyaluronic acid is much, much higher in both the active stone formers and even the stone formers when the stone is removed, even when they're stone-free already. With the cytokine studies, it was quite interesting that we saw, actually. You'll see this is the group 2 that is up here. The normals are all at the baseline down here. And the group 2 and group 3, that is the active stone formers and stone formers after having the stone removed, they still have some inflammatory markers still showing up both in the serum, we did the blood also, and the urine sample as well. So as I said, this is quite an interesting study because we are looking for the silent stone forming, and if we can pick up a reliable marker that before any symptom shows up, we can pick up some markers. So that's why this is our interim study right now, and we are still collecting. We are collecting blood and urine every 3 months. They come to the stone clinic, and we collect every 3 months. So that's finishing next summer. Then I'll have the complete picture. We did look at also calcium oxalate and citrate, but this is, again, preliminary studies only. We found the citrate high and oxalate even higher, even in the stone formers after the stone was removed. So there was hyperoxaluria in the stone formers. And this is just a summary of what we have. So as I mentioned, the hyaluronic acid was higher. And from the urinary and serum cytokines, we found IL-6 and IL-8 to be predictive markers up to now. Thank you.